This is how to trim a foot on your cylinder. First, when you make the cylinder, it should be 1/4 of an inch thick, and it has to be leather hard. So I'm squeezing it and it's not moving, okay? But it's not completely dry. There's still a lot of moisture in it. You don't need a bat when you're trimming, so use the rings on here to try to center it as much as you can ahead of time, assuming that your cylinder is symmetrical. Now you're going to spin it. I'm just going to use my fingernail to draw a little circle in it. And if the width over here on this side of the circle is the same as that, that tells me it's centered, but it's a little bit off. So let's try it again. And just needs to move a little bit that way. Now I think we're good. Once you have it centered, keep it still. You just need 3 pieces of fresh clay. Roll them into big coils. Oh, first, before you start this, you should check to see how thick the bottom is. Okay? So you don't accidentally poke through the bottom. Now, make sure it's centered again. That's pretty good. Hold it down. Attach these to the potter's wheel by just smearing them on. Okay, I got one over here too. Alright, now that's on there. It's not going anywhere. You're going to need 2 loop tools, a big one and a small one. I always start with the biggest loop tool, and the first what I'm going to do is just flatten it out. Your shavings should be coming off in big chunks like this. If your shavings are sticking to the pot, your pot is too wet to trim. If they're flying off in dust, your pot is too dry to trim. You always want to trim at the 3 o'clock position. I keep my left hand on it so it doesn't fly off the wheel. And I'm just keeping my loop tool in one spot. You don't need to move it, but sometimes you angle it this way or that. It's going to come off in one big chunk. Okay, first what I'm going to do is angle it a lot right here, and this is a place where I'm not going to glaze. You could kind of curve this right here, or you can make it more of a flat edge. So I just need to remove the extra clay that's at the bottom. You really don't ever need to trim further down than halfway. All of that should be done when you're throwing. Okay, that's pretty good for the edge there. Now I'm going to move to the smaller one. Just do a little bit of cleanup here. Now, this is the foot ring, so I'm going to go in about 1/4 of an inch, start a circle, go down about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch. Okay, now everything in the middle of that foot ring needs to be removed also. So I just move from the center out, nice and slowly. Again, my shavings are staying in long pieces. Easy to come off. It's perfect leather hard, not too wet, not too dry. I like to do this with the edge just to kind of square it up. Just give it a nice little extra foot right there. We're about done. I want to take a little bit more off. Now I'm going to use the round side. Still working at the 3 o'clock position. Just moving my tool up and down until it gets rid of all that extra thickness. Alright. Now, at the bottom you can sign it. Put your initials and your hour to make sure that you don't lose it. Done.